Leo souls, welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. My name is Nikki, and I use my clairaudient and channeling abilities to help people find the magic within. If you're new here, welcome. I channel messages from creative expressions such as movies, books, and music, and I'm excited and honored to be doing this reading for you today. For this series, I will be channeling messages from Keke Palmer quotes. I just recently went and seen the new movie Nope from Jordan Peele, and Keke Palmer is one of the main stars in it, and I was absolutely drawn to her. She has a sassiness about her and also exudes a lot of divine feminine energy. So when I saw her in this film, I got curious if she had some very inspirational quotes. So when I was researching on Google, I came across an article that was called 30 Inspirational Quotes from Keke Palmer, and as I was reading through those, she really does have a lot of words of wisdom that she personally has quoted, not ones from her films. This is all her authentic, genuine self. So I thought it would be cool to channel some messages from her. And it actually has been a hot minute since I have created any content. The last 2 weeks I have been healing from COVID, and it's been very difficult because we're moving through some dense energy on the planet, and a lot of light workers right now have been getting COVID and have been getting sick, but this is actually for the highest good of all because we're purging and we're detoxing a lot of negative energy and feeling a lot of emotions within ourselves that have been repressed. So the last 2 weeks have been pretty difficult for me as I've been letting go of a lot of toxic energy. But we're doing this as a collective, and I am very grateful that that process took place. As for this reading, how it will work, I have channeled 12 different quotes from Keke Palmer. I wrote them down on slips of paper. I will let Spirit choose which one is your channeled message, Leo. And then I have 4 decks of cards here where I will do an intuitive card reading to get some additional messages for you. So let's see which Keke Palmer quote has a message for you, Leo. We have I'm a workaholic, so I ignore the signs of fatigue and just keep going and going, and then conk out when I get home. It can be pretty stressful. I'm a workaholic, so I ignore the signs of fatigue and just keep going and going, and then conk out when I get home. It can be pretty stressful. The first deck of cards that we are going to use, Leo, is the Zombie Tarot deck. Thank you, Spirit. What are your additional messages for my Leo souls? We have the 8 of Swords in reverse. Next, we have the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal deck. Thank you, Spirit. What else? We have the Dragonfly. Next, we have the Keepers of Light deck. Thank you, Spirit. What else? Kuan Yin, Care and Compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. And your final card will come from the Moonology deck. Thank you, Spirit. What are your final messages for my Leo souls? Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. Okay, Leo. So let's reflect on your quote here one more time. I'm a workaholic, so I ignore the signs of fatigue and just keep going and then conk out when I get home. It can be pretty stressful. So Spirit is showing me, Leo, that you have been burning out by all of the different things you are doing. I'm seeing a lot of you have a full-time, part-time job, but also are doing other things in between that. And it's this energy from this quote. I just keep going, and then I conk out when I get home, and it's creating a lot of stress. I feel you are taking on too much at this time. So there is a message here of taking breaks to rest, recharge, and rejuvenate your energy. Because if you are operating from an empty cup, then you're not able to show up in the world in the way that you would like, Leo. Because if we have those days where it's we wake up and we're going all the way until we go to bed, and we did not make time for self-care, we didn't make time to recharge our energy, if we don't have a day of rest, then you're literally moving through your days with drained energy, and that's how you're showing up in the world, with that drained energy, and you're not able to put forth the effort that you would like because of that drained energy, and it's creating a lot of stress here. But with the Eight of Swords in reverse, I do feel like a lot of you are recognizing this, because the rest of the cards here are very positive in nature. We have the dragonfly, we have Kuan Yin, care and compassion, and we have faith in your dreams. So there's also this energy of putting a lot of effort towards something you're very passionate about, which you should do that. But taking breaks is also essential to that, so that you can keep showing up with rejuvenated energy towards your passions. All right? So I'm also feeling this energy of putting all this effort in and not seeing the results that you would like. And that is also why Spirit is saying to have faith in your dreams. The work that you have been putting in, it is paying off. So yes, keep going with that. But if you're not allowing yourself time for self-care, then it will create stressful energy that keeps you depleted, that keeps you from showing up with rejuvenated energy to put towards your passions. All right? And I do feel with the Eight of Swords in reverse that you are recognizing this, but it's a matter of how can I implement this into my life right now. And I feel like the answer is coming from this dragonfly card. So the color that's sticking out is blue, which is the throat chakra. So there is something to speak up about. Don't take on more than you want to, okay? I see a lot of different situations here where people are coming to you, Leo, because they know that you are reliable. They know that you are somebody that they can count on. But it's this energy of, oh yeah, I'll do that for you. Oh yeah, I'll do that for you. And then before you know it, you have all of these things built up where that leaves no time for you. Okay? So with this blue on this card, emphasizing the throat chakra, it is okay to say no. It is okay to not overcommit yourself. It is okay to set boundaries in this way. If somebody asks you to do something and like every cell in your body is like, I don't know if I really want to do that, it is okay to say no. Trust your feelings within yourself. Only do what you know you can handle, okay? Because when we overcommit, it creates stress, it creates burnout, it creates fatigue. So only say yes to things that you genuinely want to say yes to, okay? There's a people pleasing energy here. And I would like to place my hand on the dragonfly card here and see what I can hear from Spirit clairaudiently. Thank you, Spirit. What other messages are you bringing through to my Leo souls with the dragonfly card? They're pointing out the beauty of the dragonfly. Have you ever noticed when dragonflies are flying around you, they always come to you in a variety of colors. And when that happens, when you see a very unique dragonfly, it's a reminder of how unique you are, Leo, and how you are somebody who spreads beauty wherever you go. You're a very charismatic soul. When you walk into a room, people take notice of you, much like they take notice of the dragonfly. And it's this positive, charismatic energy where you don't even have to say anything. It's just an energy that radiates from you. And I'm also seeing a lot of different dynamics when you smile, how that perpetuates a positive energy into the room as well. Spirit wants you to remember the unique individual you are, and how you show up in the world in that way is very unique to you, and people feel that from you. They feel your authenticity. They feel the best version of you emerging when you walk into a room, when you show up at a party. Even your family members. Like, I'm seeing people have actually commented on your energy. You may have had people come up to you and say, "You have the best energy." And that is like one of the best compliments that you could ever have. So, Spirit is bringing this reminder of how beautiful of a soul you are, Leo, and how your energy has always affected the people around you, even when you didn't even have to say anything, okay? That is how powerful you are. With Kuan Yin, care, and compassion, choose to be love, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. So when I read those last lines, offer a helping hand, I'm drawn back to the I'm a workaholic, I ignore the signs of fatigue, and I just keep going and going, and then I conk out, and then I get stressed. So I feel like this is Spirit saying to offer a helping hand when you know that you can genuinely do it, when you genuinely from your heart want to do it, not just to say yes for the sake of yes, not just saying yes for the sake of saying yes. Yes, you are somebody who likes offering a helping hand, but it's important to discern when it's okay for you to do that and when it's okay for you to pull your energy back and say no. And you'll find that when you say no, people respect you because you're being true to yourself. You're not doing something that will create resentment later on, all right? Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Care and compassion. So some of you are experiencing something difficult right now, and Spirit's advice is to have you bring care and compassion. So when something difficult happens in our lives, when we have conflict with other people, it can be very easy to get into a judgmental place. But Spirit is saying, instead of going to that place of judgment that we as humans initially like to do, to instead be curious, seek to understand. Because if somebody's coming at you with conflict or being demeaning in a way, it's because this person is hurting. Anytime someone attacks, judges, puts you down, it's because they're insecure within themselves and they are playing out this cycle on repeat because they don't have the awareness of how else to handle it. They are doing the best they can with the consciousness that they are operating at in this present moment right now. Okay? So, you having this awareness, you can have compassion for the people that may be creating some conflict in your life. And that does not mean to put up with behavior that people are projecting at you, putting you down. Of course, detach with love when you have to. But in this situation, Spirit is saying to do what you feel is right for everyone involved. You have a very high vibration, Leo, and you have a very strong intuition. And because when you walk in a room and people feel your energy, it's already healing the room. The moment you walk into a room, the room is being healed. All right. So you have a very strong intuition about what to do in those moments where you're experiencing some conflict. Spirit is saying to choose to be love in this situation. Yeah, sometimes that's a tough love, but sometimes it's also a love where you have to detach and to pull your energy back and not spend time around people whose energy is draining you. So there's also an energy of discerning when that happens, but also being curious, seeking to understand why people may be acting the way that they are. Because hurt people, okay? With have faith in your dreams, whatever you are pursuing right now, whatever sets your soul on fire, have faith in that. And do a little bit every day to keep the momentum going with that. Don't put your dreams on the back burner for other people. And that's the energy that I'm getting from this quote as well. With being a workaholic, perhaps some of you are working a 9-to-5 job where you don't feel like you can put your all into your passions. Sometimes we are tested with this. And I don't know if you're familiar with Aaron Doughty. He had a spiritual awakening, and after 2 or 3 years, he went back into the corporate world to work, but he committed to creating one YouTube video every single day. And that got the momentum going within 6 months, and he was able to quit his full-time job and go full-time with what he loved, doing his passion. So sometimes we are tested in this way to see how bad that we want it, to see how committed that we are. So if you have found that you're in a 9-to-5 job and you come home and you're too tired to do anything else, maybe just do something for 10, 20 minutes. That time does matter towards your passions, towards your goals. Make time for the things that you love and keep the momentum going with it, because it will build with over time. And before you know it, you will be doing what you love full time. All right? But sometimes the universe tests us in this way. I'd like to open up my clairaudience and see what additional messages Spirit has for my Leo souls. Thank you. They're showing me like guitar being tuned. So I think some of my Leos here have a passion for music. Perhaps some of you play a guitar or an instrument that you have to tune. But this could also be a metaphor for the tuning of your own personal energy to make sure before you move into your day that you are cleansing your chakras, putting on protection of your energy, and then moving into your day so that you're fully recharged, rejuvenated, ready for anything that the day will bring, setting those energetic boundaries, tuning your energy to just be prepared at the start of your day before you move into your day. All right? And for those of you who like music, have faith in that. For those of you who like guitars, music, continue to move forward with that, because I'm seeing a lot of tuning of the instrument on a guitar, and it's also like fine tuning a routine. I'm seeing there's a lot of different metaphors here with tuning, but keeping the consistent momentum going with that, not giving up on it, having faith in your dreams, your passions, whatever those may be, Leo. All right. What else, Spirit? Thank you. I'm also seeing some of you have these really busy days and then your sleep gets disrupted. I'm seeing some of you have children who will come into the room and kind of like wake you up in the middle of the night. I'm seeing a lot of you have your sleep disrupted in some way. What is your advice here, Spirit? Thank you. Okay, I don't know why, but they're pointing out milk for some reason. If you like milk, drinking some milk before bed will help you sleep very peacefully, is what I'm seeing for some of you. Some of you, it's a matter of warming up the milk or just pouring a glass of milk before bed. For those of you who aren't lactose intolerant, I'm seeing there's something very soothing that will help you rest easy with having a glass of milk before bed. What else, Spirit? Thank you. I'm also seeing some of you have some cats, some pet cats. I'm seeing a cat like curl around someone's leg with its tail and it's like purring. What are you bringing through about this cat? I feel called to pull one more card, which I'll pull from the Zombie Tarot deck here. Thank you, Spirit. What are you pointing out about this cat? The Seven of Wands. Okay, so there's something very interesting for those of you who have a pet cat. This cat is teaching you about boundaries, which we were just talking all about boundaries, and the Seven of Wands is all about energetic boundaries. You'll be able to tell when your boundaries, your energetic boundaries, are not very good, because your cat will show this to you in some way. Your cat is trying to communicate to you to have healthier boundaries. Pay attention to what your cats do. I'd be very interested to see how your cat communicates this to you. But I'm also seeing your cat picks up on energies of other people, and I'm seeing, for example, this might be something your cat does. If you have somebody who has stopped over at your place and wants you to do something for them, but you're in this energy of, I don't want to say yes, your cat may jump between you two. If you're sitting on the couch, your cat will jump between you two, and this is your cat saying, set boundaries, okay? Animals communicate with us for real, so pay attention to what your cat does when other people are around specifically, all right? Any final messages for my Leo souls? Thank you. I'm seeing a young child, a young boy for some of you. And I feel called to pull another card. Spirit has a lot of messages for my Leos. I'm seeing a young boy. What are you pointing out about this young boy? I feel like some of you have a young son, or you have a young family member, a young boy who's bringing messages. The Nine of Wands. Okay, so this is like another message about boundaries. See how all these zombies are on the card here, and they're kind of like coming to hoard the two people here, even starting to bite the hand that probably feeds it. um, yeah, boundaries is your main message, because this is why when you come home at night, you're so depleted and so drained. So you have some animals that are communicating boundaries to you. There's also even a young child who is trying to communicate this to you. How is this child communicating the boundaries? You told me how the cat was. How is this child communicating boundaries? This child will start crying or start throwing a temper tantrum when you're around certain energies. And it's like this energy of not knowing why the child is crying. It's like it happens for no reason. If that is the case, it's not for no reason. It's because of the energies the child is picking up on from other people who are trying to impose on your energy, Leo. So be very mindful of how children are acting around you, a young boy in particularly for a lot of you, and also how animals act around you. I'm seeing cats specifically, but it could also be a dog, it could be other animals that are in your home. All right, so boundary setting is very important at this time. That is all I am seeing, Leo. Those are your messages. If your reading resonated, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. I'm excited and honored to have done this reading for you today. If you liked any of the decks of cards I used, I'm linking those in the description box down below as well. I also do a podcast called the Slumber Party Massacre Podcast with 4 amazing women, my sister Lacey, Rebecca, Carly, and Heather. We talk about horror movies, we play games. If that is something you are interested in listening to, I'm linking that in the description box down below as well. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.